Main landing gear, shock absorber servicing. Before starting the work, make sure that all safety measures have been taken. There are two possibilities to fill and charge the shock absorber: by either lowering the aircraft on ground or by jacking the aircraft itself. Here, the procedure will be carried out on a jig, but the principle will remain the same with the aircraft on jacks. The landing gear leg is installed on the jig with its charging valve inboard. On the right-hand side, the hydraulic filling system is installed with the control valve and its corresponding pressure gauge, the two-way valve, and the drain sight glass. On the bottom, a suitable axle jack is positioned under the jacking dome. On the left-hand side, the hydraulic supply and control rig for the axle jack is installed. Behind this rig, the nitrogen source is installed. Let us now fill and charge the shock absorber. It is reminded that at this stage of operation, the shock absorber nitrogen has been released. Unscrew and completely remove the charging valve. Fit the filling adapter and tighten it correctly. Connect the hydraulic system hose to the filling adapter and tighten it correctly. On the filling system, open the two-way valve to the bleeding position. Extend the axle jack and compress the shock absorber fully to bleed it. Close the two-way valve and maintain the shock absorber in the fully compressed position. Activate the hydraulic motors. Slowly open the control valve to pressurize the filling system until the recommended pressure value is achieved. Open the two-way valve to the filling position and slowly fill and extend the shock absorber while maintaining the recommended pressure value. When the shock absorber is fully extended, change the two-way valve to the bleeding position and slowly compress the shock absorber fully. The aerated oil contained in the shock absorber will discharge through the drain sight glass. Repeat this procedure until the expelled hydraulic fluid is free of air. Extend the shock absorber while maintaining the correct value. Move the two-way valve to the bleeding position and compress the shock absorber. When the hydraulic fluid is free of air, fully compress the shock absorber slowly close the two-way valve and close the control valve to depressurize the system. The shock absorber fluid is now at the correct level. Maintain the shock absorber fully compressed and disconnect the hydraulic supply hose. Remove the filling adapter. Refit the charging valve on the landing gear leg. Install the charging adapter onto the charging valve. Install the pressure gauge on this adapter. Connect the nitrogen filling hose to the pressure gauge and tighten it. Fully open the charging valve. Open the control valve of the nitrogen source and pressurize the shock absorber to the required pressure. Caution: the gauge value shown here does not necessarily comply with the recommended pressure. Slowly lower the axle jack until the shock absorber is fully extended while maintaining the correct pressure. With the shock absorber fully extended, first close the charging valve and secondly the control valve of the nitrogen source. Slowly release the nitrogen pressure from the filling system. Disconnect the hose and refit the blank. At this stage, it is recommended to recheck the nitrogen pressure of the shock absorber. Remove the pressure gauge and the charging adapter. Examine the charging valve for leaks. Fit the blanking cap. Remove the equipment and all other items. Main landing gear shock absorber servicing is now completed.